Welcome to the Hub de Relation Client. I am Hervé Leroux from Capgemini.
And I'm Brian Doherty from Capgemini.
So Brian, today you have a special guest.
Yes, indeed. Today we are joined by blogger, author and renowned customer experience expert, Thierry Spencer.
Welcome, Thierry.
Thank you.
So today I am with my colleague Brian from Capgemini. So welcome, Brian.
Yes,
could you explain your role at Capgemini?
Yeah, certainly. So I am the product marketing lead for Capgemini Business Services.
I don't know if you know Thierry Spencer. This guy.
We haven't met before, Thierry.
Okay. Today we will talk, as usually, about customer experience. Brian, I think you have some questions for Thierry.
It's a fascinating subject. I wonder if maybe, Thierry, if we could start by looking at some of the trends that you expect to see in 2017.
Of course, I would say that the first trend, customers tend to make less and less effort in their journey and to solve their problems. And the average customer effort score in France has declined for the last 3 years. That's the first trend. The second trend is we have kind of a new customer centricity with the mobile phone. It will become easier and easier to use services with the mobile, for instance, with example like Uber or Amazon Prime that you have also in England.
Indeed.
Indeed, Amazon Prime, also in France, we have it since last June in France. So the third trend is we can expect real-time relations, callback, chat, social media. They are more satisfying for customers, at least in France, and I guess it's also a major trend. And from millennials to baby boomers, everybody expects that kind of synchronicity. And the fourth trend, we can expect a more intense and personalized relations thanks to the use, a more mature use of data in the relations.
And you talk there about the trends that you're seeing in France and in UK and perhaps elsewhere. Are there major changes between what you see in France and what's happening globally?
Well, according to a study that we run at the Académie du Service UK, I can tell you that according to this study, British customers are more satisfied with the quality of service than the French. Even if the good news, it has improved in France in the last 4 years. And globally, organizations in UK are more mature regarding the user experience, opening the way to, I would say, a more seamless experience for our customers. And we've also spotted and noticed two common features in this study. First of all, the agility of employees. We have this same level of dissatisfaction in the eyes of the customer. That means that employees are not enough self-reliant, I would say, and to bend rules or to adapt to the customers. And the second common feature is the consideration symmetry. The British and the French employees, they consider that their satisfaction is not as equal as the satisfaction of customers. That means that's a challenge for both management, British and French management.
And if we take a bigger picture and remove any kind of national borders, what would your predictions be? How do you imagine the customer interaction world in, say, 10 years' time?
Well, to imagine the future, it's quite difficult because this future is always in motion, I would say. But the first major trend would be what I call the hybridization of channels, more digital in stores and more human relations on the internet and web channels with chat or video conference, for instance. The second major trend would be the rise of artificial intelligence and algorithm. Of course, the use of Internet of Things, enabling an effortless and a seamless experience for customer. And the third trend would be a customer that will have more autonomy in their journey. And the challenge will be to let employees who are at their service offer a richer experience with more added value.
So Thierry, in next month, the event Salon Stratégie Client will take place at Paris. So could you tell us a few words about this event? I think you will organize some conferences.
This Stratégie Client trade show is a major event in Europe for a professional specialized in customer management and customer experience. It's a place to meet other professionals. It's a place to benchmark its own practices. It's a place to learn from leaders in terms of customer experience. Last year we had 18,000 people who attended this trade show, and they come from various industries and occupy different positions: management, marketing, sales, communication, internet, IT, CRM, and of course customer care and contact centers. And we expect this year to have more than 130 exhibitors, including Prosody, Capgemini, if I'm right.
You're right.
60 conferences and 7 plenary conferences with 21 keynote speakers. The global theme of this Stratégie Client trade show is synchronize your relation. That's a great program.
Yeah, it's a great program. So we'll have a booth here. So happy to see you in April.
See you in April. Thank you.
So thanks, Thierry. Thanks, Brian. It was a pleasure.
And a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you to the audience and see you next time. Bye-bye.